size comparison just on the laying them down flat. As you can see, got it pulled out, got the top up there even with it. And you can see this German Flecktarn tent is just a little shorter length and height wise, but we'll check it out, see how much room there is in them compared to each other. All right, little comparison here of the poles. The German Flecktarn tent the poles came in 3 poles and 3 stakes. These huge ass stakes. Some of them seem like they're aluminum. These 3 right here seem heavy. Like there's some kind of sheet steel or something. You can actually kind of see the grain on it. While these here, these 4 are steel, but these are aluminum. This one even has a little marking on it. This one has an HB60. I'm not sure if that's a date or what. But they all have a hole right here, little lip. Pretty heavy duty. It's like they're zinc coated or something because it looks like steel underneath. So that's what that is. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm just using regular stakes for the USGI tent. It didn't come with any, but it does come with stakes. They do have stakes. I just don't have the military kind. Anyway, here's these poles. They're much like the USGI ones. Just stick them together. Wooden tips, aluminum bases. Pretty cool. Come in these little canvas carry stuff sacks. I'm not sure if the U.S. military ones come with that. These are the military ones, the U.S. ones. And I got a couple of these unissued. They were still in the paper wrap when I got them. But I like these because they got the metal tips, so it's a little more tougher than if these break off or something, you know. Of course, these can break off as well, but these have the dates on them. A lot of people like to see that for collector's purposes. 1985 there. This one has something written on it, but it's so hard to see. It's like squashed out. 1985. 1953. 1956. Elrod. This one says GG Green. That's what the deal is. This is another USGI 1985. So very cool. A couple of the poles from the Korean War era. Now I got these unissued. You can see these were brand new. Anyway, that's the difference between those two. I'm not sure if these had a stuff sack with them. Like I said, they were wrapped in paper, three to a set, wrapped in a kind of a brown paper wrap. So I do not think that there is a carry sack for those, but you know, you can make your own and do whatever. So, but that's the difference between those and everything. So, all right, there it is. Sorry about the wind, folks. I can't help that. It's Mother Nature. Nothing I can do about it. Well, there's the two set up. A little stake fell down. Rig stake. USGI Pup tent on the left. The German Flecktarn Pup tent on the right. The German tent, I have to say, is a little smaller. And I find it difficult. I can't see how on the other one over here, how I can pull these out and have like a little vestibule area in those. It's very difficult to do that in this one. And I think it might be due to the height of the stakes and things like, or the poles that are in there. and I'm sure if they were, you know, it's the poles that came with it, so I'm not even sure if those are the poles that go with this tent. I got this from Military Mart in the UK. Very cool tent. Always wanted one of these. It's kind of like the Polish Labu in a way that it's also a poncho. Let's get up a little close here. I'm sure a lot of you have seen videos on these, but you know, you got your armholes here for, you know, to wear it as a poncho on both sides. And you know, a lot of times I will see people, they will put a piece of tape or something across that to make sure any rain doesn't come into it. But it's canvas. It's not super heavy. I'm not sure of the weight. It's probably easy to find out. I just haven't looked. It's not that heavy, but it is heavier. It's heavier than, you know, a nylon tarp or a tent or something like that. But it's a solid tent, you know. I mean, it's solid. It's canvas. I'm really liking canvas a lot lately, you know. But we'll get you around here a little bit. Sets around this wind. So I kind of got to pull back. But not very much. It didn't reach the ground. So I'm wondering if my tent poles are a little too high. I noticed that both sides are a little bit different in color. This one's a little more woodland color. The other's got a little bit lighter color. Not much. Same pattern. It's just a little more faded, but not much. Both sides are in excellent condition. I noticed there's one little repair hole on one side, but it's been sewed up excellently, so it's not a big deal. Anyway, that's kind of, should have done this right here next to each other. That way you could have got a better comparison, but just with the human eye, I mean, even though that tent is setting a little bit further back, there is a much bigger difference in the USGI Pup tent. Not a whole lot, but somewhat. I mean, you can still get 2 people in that German tent. But I have a hard time pulling those out. So like I said, I'm not sure if I got the wrong poles, but if the poles are just a little bit shorter, I bet I can pull that out just right. Let's go take a look inside. All right. All right. Get this pulled back a little bit here. That's the wind. It's crazy, man. All right. Well, you can see. You can sit up in it fine. I mean, there's enough room for 2 people. It'll be a little tight, but it's nice. It's nice. Oh, lay down all the way. Holes. One side there. See, I can't get it pulled down all the way. I'm wondering if these poles are not the right poles for it, but they can be cut down or something. And I think if I cut them down just a smidgen, you know, I hate to do it. What I can do though, instead of that, is use my trekking poles. And I should have brought those. Didn't even think about that until now. I should have brought those just to test it out. But use my trekking poles, and I bet you if you do that, you can actually kind of pull this out a little more. Instead of being so steep, it'll be a little bit more widened out, kind of like this one over here. And the flaps can be pulled out like these. Let's take a look at this one. All right. Man, fly central. Not sure why the flies are all in here like that. All right, because it's windy and it's kind of cool today. It's weird. Anyway, there you go. That is quite a bit more room. Now, these are the correct poles, all that stuff that go with it. Quite a bit more room than the other one. I mean, a lot more room. Headroom, a lot more. Now, when I showed the width and the length difference of the tarps when they're laying on each other, you saw that the Flecktarn tarp is about that much shorter, and about that much shorter in length too. So it is a smaller tent, but not by a whole lot. So I mean, there's going to be a little less room. So I mean, you can see, but both of them are excellent. Both of them are excellent though. Excellent canvas tarps, especially if you're a one-person camper. You will have plenty of room in both for you, your gear. I'm not sure how much the weight difference is between them, but also one of the things that's different about this one here is it has got snap buttons. Snaps together. This has these type of buttons with the little eyelet. So both hold in there really good. This has to do with your wearing it as a poncho. Both sides have inside there. Armholes on this side as well. It's just two ponchos buttoned together, but it is a pup tent like the USGI tent. Both of them excellent choices. Just a little comparison between each one. And if you're looking at these, you know, they're harder to find. These are getting harder to find. These canvas tents are getting harder to find. They're getting more expensive when you find them. Some of the prices on the USGI Pup tent, I just can't believe, you know. And the Flecktarn tent, always wanted one of those. And through Military Mart, it wasn't very much. 30 pounds in the UK, which is, I don't know, what was it? Close to 30 bucks in the United States. 30, 35, something like that. So it's a very cool tent. Very cool option. And I like the camo. I really like the camo. It just blends in. Ooh, sound of freedom. Yeah, I really like the camo. Classic. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that either. You know, military surplus, you just can't go wrong with it. I mean, I say it all the time, you just can't beat military surplus. Anyway, there they are. A little comparison. If you're looking at these, if you're looking at a Polish Levu, look at my Polish Levu versus the USGI Pup tent. Can't go wrong that way either. All three are awesome canvas tents. Little weighty, but solid. A lot more sturdy, rugged than a nylon tarp. There's pros and cons, you know, to each one. Just depends on your needs, what you want to do. But yeah, there you go. Keep it heavy.